So this is extreme yin heart. So throughout class, we'll be doing asana and we'll be breathing and we'll be looking inside at the inner body, but we'll really be concentrating right here. Trying to get in touch with the heart in maybe the deepest way you've done all day. Maybe take a moment, this next breath, to connect with something that makes you feel happy. Like the thought of someone you care about, or maybe just gratitude for yourself that you made it to class tonight. Let's begin with one Om together. Om. I dedicate this practice to all beings. May all beings benefit directly from our practice through our bodies, our minds, and our actions. Staying seated, we'll start with 3 acupressure points tonight. We'll begin with heart 1. So if you know this point, it's in the deepest part of the armpit. So find a way to deepen your armpit. You could take your arm out like this and really feel that pulling up, activate that deepest point of the armpit, or you can take your fingertips on your knee or your thigh and draw that up this way with your hand there. And then opposite hand, you can have your index finger toward the back wall behind you, 4 fingers pressed straight up, or you can have your thumb in that deepest point, wrapping the other 4 fingers around your back. Just whatever feels better for you. I'm going to use 4 fingers. And then release that arm down. So pressing straight up and then straight back toward the wall behind you. Bring your attention to that point that you're pressing on. The deepest point in the armpit. This is Summit Spring. That's the English translation from Chinese. Summit Spring. Like there's so much bubbling up, and it's also at the very, very top. This is an excellent point for depression, loneliness, unblocking emotions, heartbreak too. Release that side. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. Notice the difference maybe between right and left. Check in with the heart. And then other side. Deepening your left armpit this time, pulling up on that deepest point in the armpit, or you can press your hand down, fingertips toward the inside, push your arm down onto your hand down onto your thigh, and then 4 fingers or your thumb, press straight up, relax that arm. Let it hang. Good. Press straight up and back. And then come back to the heart again. Releasing anything with your breath here, anything like depression or anxiety, maybe things that came up during the day that you might still be holding on to. Relax your jaw. This point actually helps with jaw tension as well as neck and upper back, shoulder, rotator cuff. Now release that point and just take a moment to notice how you feel. The next point we're going to do is CV14. This is Great Palace. So starting with the bottom of your sternum, if you start from the very top here, this notch, trace your finger all the way down to the bottom. And then just below that, take a bunch of fingers, like maybe 6 or 8 fingers like this, both hands, and gently start to press straight into that place. Be gentle. If you haven't done this before, it might feel awkward or a little bit, it's a place we don't usually press on. So just go slow, move with your breath and keep your focus in the heart here. Now, if you have a bunch of fingers pressing in here, 6 or 8 maybe, you can also press slightly up. And breathe into the pressure of your fingers. Don't have to press too hard. Start to notice your heartbeat. Maybe you can actually feel your heartbeat here on your fingertips. This is an excellent point for mental health, calming the diaphragm and releasing blocked emotions. It's also the closest point physically to the heart. Now slowly release that. Just take a moment to notice how you feel. And one more point, CV17. This time on the sternum, middle of chest is the translation. It's pretty literal. So starting at the very top of your sternum and tracing one finger down, right down the center. About 2/3 of the way down, you should feel a little indentation, possibly across the nipple line. It depends on your body. But once you find that place, just close your eyes, middle of chest. And just keep your focus right here. We're going to keep coming back to this point again and again throughout class. You might even see a brilliant green light here in that place that you're pressing. Breathe right into that point. Middle of chest moves chi throughout the entire body. And it's very good for any emotional issue, any diaphragmatic tension, anything you've been holding on to that you need to let go of. It also helps with fatigue. And I release the point. Just stay where you are. Just notice how you feel. Let's keep going with some arm stretches. So for this next few stretches, you can either remain seated, you can stand up, or you can come to kneeling. And we'll start with pericardium. So pressing out with the center of both of your palms like you're pushing 2 balls away. Shoulders relax down your back, and see if you can immediately invoke a feeling of joy. Maybe every single time you do this stretch, you can feel joy. Breathing into all sides of the heart here. Inhaling all around the heart. And exhale, allowing your heart to expand. Your heart wants to expand. It wants to reach out. Pericardium is related to connection with others, relationships. Heart chakra. Now bring your both arms down. Palms face forward for this one. If you're seated, you might have to come up to kneeling to get a little more space. Palms facing forward, reach down through both ring fingers. You can even roll your shoulders up toward your ears and then draw them slightly down back toward your heels. Tailbone slightly drawing toward the floor, and then bring your chin to the center of your chest. Keep reaching with both ring fingers. This stretches for the triple heater pathway related to pericardium. Now, keeping your chin down, draw your chin toward your left armpit. Keep reaching through right ring finger. You might feel this up the back of your arm, top of shoulder, upper trapezius, side of neck, into your right ear. The triple heater pathway is related to all of the connective tissue in the entire body. You can breathe into that, especially the torso, all the connective tissue supporting and holding your organs, keeping them safe. Bring your chin back to the center of your chest, and then keep going to the other side, chin toward right armpit. Keep reaching with left ring finger. You're creating that line of tension, and then with your breath, you can move the prana, the chi, anything that might be stagnant in the channel. Good. Now bring your chin back to the center of your chest. Bring your arms into cactus here. I'll start out by just feeling the difference between external and internal rotation of the shoulder. So if you draw your hands back a little bit, you can feel an external rotation in the shoulder joint. And then if you bring them all the way down and just draw them back a little bit behind you like this, you can feel an internal rotation in the shoulder. So that's the difference. Now coming back to cactus here, bring your fingertips toward your head, palms facing the ceiling. Right away, you might feel some tension or like tingling sensation in your pinky. That's part of the heart pathway. This pathway runs from that deepest point in the armpit that you were pressing on all the way to the pinky finger. Now bring your fingertips to your jaw, press your hands into the side of your face, thumbs above your eyebrows. Keep drawing your elbows back, stretching the armpits, keeping your focus in the center of the chest. Beautiful. And coming back to cactus. Shoulders are relaxed, so you're not up here. Relax those shoulders down. Good. Now bring your hands down like this. Keep your elbows up. This is an internal rotation of your shoulder. If you have reverse prayer, you can take that here if you like, if you're super flexible in the shoulder. Most of us are going to bring the back of your right hand to your right hip and then reach around with your left hand and grab your elbow, your tricep, something, and just gently pull it forward. You're going to feel that stretch back here on the back of the shoulder blade. Breathe into that. Breathe into the back of your heart. This is the small intestine pathway, paired with heart, also part of heart chakra. Accessing all sides of the heart here with your breath. Good. Now coming back to your reverse cactus first, and then take your left hand, back of left hand to left hip. Right arm reaches around, grab your elbow, gently pull it forward. It doesn't have to be a lot. I'm just keeping the focus this time in the back of your heart. Good. Now one more. We'll do heart and small intestine together this time. Reach both arms out. Spread your fingers wide. Reach through your pinky fingers especially. Feel those armpits deepening. Beautiful. Now turn left thumb down. Internal rotation of the left shoulder. Keep reaching out and then bend that elbow. Bring that arm up your back just as much as you can. Don't force it. Right arm high, right elbow forward, bend to connect. Maybe. If you can take the bind. You can also drop a strap down from the top, grab it with your bottom hand, or you can use your imagination and imagine that your fingertips are touching. It's not important. What is important is the focus in the heart. Coming back to that point, we were pressing on that last one that we did, middle of chest. Find your green light and keep your focus there as you breathe. Good. Release both arms out. I'll do the other side. Take a moment to really reach through your pinky fingers deep in your armpits. Good. Now right thumb down, internal rotation of right shoulder. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Good. Then bend your elbow. Bring that arm up your back. Take your time. Listen to your body. Left arm high, turn left elbow forward, bend and connect. Maybe take the bind. Maybe just imagine that your fingertips are touching and focus back in the middle of chest, right on that point. You can access that point and any acupressure point actually with practice using your mind as if you were pressing on it with your finger. Breathe into the heart. Good, release. Now come to tabletop, hands and knees. We'll warm up a little bit with cat-cow. So making sure that wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Knees are directly underneath your hips. You can have your knees about hip width apart. And then moving with your breath, inhale, lift your chin, lift your tail, arch your back. Exhale, round your back. Tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Keep going just like that. Inhale, arch your back. Lift your chin, lift your tail. And exhale, round your spine. Keep moving with your breath. Beautiful. Good. Now, if you'd like to take the alternate hand position, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can turn your fingertips to face out like this, or you can even turn them to face your knees, and then keep going with your cat-cow. This is a nice stretch of the forearms and the wrists, especially if you're on a computer all day. Move slowly, move with your breath. Keep your focus in the heart here. Good. Now coming back to neutral, you can turn your hands back, fingertips facing forward. Stay here. Make sure that you're set up with your proper alignment, gazing at the front edge of your mat, navel to spine, and then lift your right leg up. Squeeze your right butt, point your toes, and then lift your left arm straight ahead. If you'd like to take a bind, bend your right knee, grab your foot, and then kick. Lift your heart. Lift your chin. Good. Beautiful. Release. Other side. Navel to spine. Lift your left leg up, point your toes, squeeze your left butt, lift your right arm up straight ahead. You can always stay here. You don't have to take the bind, but if you'd like, bend your knee, grab your foot, kick. Lift your heart. Beautiful. Release. One more of those, moving a little quicker this time. Inhale, right leg up, left arm up. Gazing at the front edge of your mat, and then take your bind if you like, kick, lift your heart. Good, release, other side. Coming back to neutral, first navel to spine, then left leg, right arm. Take your bind. Keeping your focus in that place in the center of your chest. Good, release. And then you can come into Dolphin next. If you're not sure how to do that, I'll give you some steps to get there. Bring your forearms down. Elbows are directly under your shoulders. You want to be like this alignment. You don't want to be like this, okay? Make sure your elbows are directly under your shoulders. Palms can be flat on your mat. If you'd like, you can interlace your fingers, but it's up to you. Either way, as long as elbows are under your shoulders, and then tuck your toes, lift your seat, relax your neck. So looking up at your knees, maybe even your navel. And then if you'd like, you can start to straighten your legs a little bit, maybe walk your feet a little bit closer, or just keep your knees super bent, that's fine. Press the center of your palm down into your mat. Center of wrist crease. Keep drawing your armpits in back toward your ears. Good, and then release. Come to your knees and then lower all the way down onto your belly. We're going to start with Locust. This Locust is palms up. So we're going to start with hands in prayer, reaching straight out, forehead on the mat. Palms are touching. Now, before we lift up here, keeping pinky fingers together, open your palms up so that they face the ceiling. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your heels together. Inhale, lift up just as much as you can. It doesn't have to be a lot. Palms face the ceiling like an offering. Come back to that focus in the center of your chest and imagine that you're offering this one up to someone you care about, someone you love, someone that really needs it. Maybe it's even someone that you don't know. For 3. Heart focus for 2. And 1, release, rest. Look to one side. Next, we're going to do 2 bows. The first one is going to be alternate grip. So, coming to your belly. You're already on your belly. Bend your knees, grab your feet. This time from the inside, so thumbs facing up. And then inhale, kick. Come up, lift your heart. You can come up as much as you want. It doesn't have to be a lot. but keep your focus in the center of your chest here. Find that green light and focus right there. Breath is steady. You might feel a stretch in the upper part of your chest, maybe extending all the way down the center of your arms, right in the inside of your arms, into the center of the wrist crease, center of palm to the tip of your middle finger. That's the pericardium. One more breath here. Good, release. Come down, look the opposite way this time. And the next we'll do another bow. If you're familiar with lion's breath, then you already know how that goes. If you're not, it's going to look like this. We're going to do an inhale through the nose. We'll do this 3 times in the next bow. Through the nose, inhale, and exhale like this. As you exhale, stick your tongue out as much as you possibly can. Try to focus on the tip of your nose with your vision. And as you exhale that air through your mouth, release anything that you're holding on to. Pain, worry, fear, any physical tension, any emotional disturbance, anything that you don't need. Let it go with that breath. Okay, let's do it. Bend your knees, grab your feet from the outside this time, regular bow grip. Inhale, kick to come up. And we'll do our first lion's breath. Exhale. Stick your tongue out all the way, release all that air. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Let it go, whatever it is, let it go with your breath. Beautiful. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Release. Rest. Look to the other side. For our next pose, it's going to be our first long hold, actually, and we're going to do Sphinx. So you can press, stay where you are in your belly, but you can press up onto your forearms and once again, have your elbows just below your shoulders. So you'll be like this. Good. And then I'm going to go ahead and start our timer right now, and then I'll talk you through it as we go. So timer's on. Okay. So elbows directly below shoulders. Your palms can be flat on your mat. Fingertips can be spread, but not too wide, just a gentle amount. Not squeezing together, not squeezing too wide apart, just natural. Okay, focusing on the front edge of your mat. If you want to work a little harder in your Sphinx, you don't have to. The heart is the most important thing, and we'll get to that focus in a moment. But if you want to work harder here, you could squeeze your heels together. Feel how that activates the inner thighs. Press the tops of your feet down. Toes are pointed. And then press the front of your pubic bone down. Pressing your wrist crease and your palms down. You can even pull the floor closer to you. It's feeling more than, nothing's really moving, but you'll feel an arch even more in the middle part of your spine if you do that. And then wherever you want to be for this 5 minutes, whether you're working harder or whether you're just taking it easy on the physical side, come into focus on the heart. Starting with the breath. Breathing into all sides of the heart through your nose. Imagine that with each inhale, you can expand your heart in every direction. And with each exhale, your heart stays illuminated. Inhale through the nose, expanding the heart in every direction. Start to imagine a time when you felt gratitude for someone or appreciation. As you continue with your heart breath, you can even recall an exact time, an exact moment. How did that feel? What did that feel like? What was that experience? Try to bring that back. Every detail, every bit of it that you can remember. That feeling, especially of gratitude, of appreciation, of care. Maybe it was for a person who was helping you. Maybe it was a moment in nature, or even a pet that made you feel that way. Come back to that moment and stay there. Keep breathing into all sides of the heart. As you inhale, this feeling, this experience of appreciation, care, gratitude, your heart becomes full. And as you exhale, your heart remains full, only the air leaving your lungs. That feeling of love remains. You have less than 1 minute left. Continuing your comfortable inhales and exhales through your nose. It can be long and slow if that feels good. Keep your focus in your heart. Through your nose, inhale, expanding into all sides of the heart. Through your nose, exhale, slow, long exhale all the way. Release all the air. Good. Release the pose. Come into downward facing dog. You can move any way you like here in this downward dog. Bend your knees a lot. You can remain still. If you'd like to lift one leg and then the other, you can do that. If you're doing that, just make sure you do both sides. Keeping your heart focused. Now inhale, right leg forward, bring your left knee down. Just Kavyasana here, just for a moment. Hands can be on your lower back. If you'd like, you can take the heart bind, left arm up, right arm down, just for a breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Good, release, downward dog. Plant your hands, step back. And then other side, left foot forward, bring your right knee down. Kavyasana on this side. You can have your hands on your lower back, or you can come into your bind, right elbow up, right, left down, take your bind behind your back. One breath, inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Release both arms down, step back to downward facing dog. Now bring both knees down. We're going to do 5-minute camel next. If you haven't done this before, might sound like a big, huge thing. Can be kind of daunting, but don't let it frighten you. It's excellent for your spine. It's amazing for your heart and your mind, and that connection that the two share, heart and mind. And it's going to be what it is. So whatever it is how it's supposed to be today, right? I'm going to start out. Before I go on with that, I should say that if you have to come in and out of it, it's totally fine. Just maintain your focus here. No matter what, don't lose your focus with your heart and your breath. I'll show you a couple of options and then we'll go ahead and do it. So coming to stand on your knees are hip width apart. You can roll your mat up a couple times to protect your knees. You can tuck your toes under like this. And as you inhale, we're going to start with lifting the chest. You don't have to start yet. I'm not going to start the timer just yet. But I want you to start from all the way down here, just above the pubic bone. Lower abdominals help you lift up. Feel that. Lifting from way down here. Feel how that lifts your chest up, lifting all of the organs. And then you can start to go back. Maybe you can grab your heels. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can go back and forth between the two. Okay, once you're in it, try to stay. Try to keep your chin and your heart lifted the entire time, even if your hands are moving around or you're doing different things. Just try to keep your chin and heart lifted the entire time. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start right just about now. Just get ready. Excellent. Here we go. Timer's on. So hands to lower back, lifting from lower abdominals. Lift right up the center line of the body. Feel how that lifts your chest up. And it actually is lifting all of your organs up as well. Good. Now, if you want to grab your heels, you can do that. So you'll feel that lifting from the center line of the body, lifting your chest, lifting your organs, taking some pressure off of your neck, making a lot more space in your spine. It'll make the whole pose much more comfortable. Continue to do that throughout your pose. Lifting from those lower abdominals. Feel how that lifts everything on the inside. Imagine that you're helping support all of your organs just with that lift. From pubic bone all the way to the top of your chest. Now, coming to bring your tension in the center of your chest, in that point that we were pressing on, the beginning of class, the last point that we did, CB17, middle of chest. See a green light there, right in the center of your chest. And with your breath, breathe into all sides of your heart and see that green light beginning to grow with your breath. Each time you take an inhale, the green light grows a little bit more. It remains the same even as you exhale. As it starts to grow, it's now covering your entire chest. Radiating heart energy out. If there's anyone physically present nearby, that heart energy that you're accessing is at least 3 feet out on all sides of your body. Continue to grow that green light with your breath. Maybe it's now covering your entire torso. As you continue with your heart breath, and seeing your green light expanding, come back to that place of compassion, appreciation, gratitude, love, care. Come back to what you were imagining before. Appreciation, a feeling of gratitude for someone or something. See how that expands your green light even more with your breath as you focus on that heart energy, that love, that compassion, that gratitude. Maybe your green light is now almost covering your entire body. Imagine that electrical energy. It is an electrical energy coming from the heart, radiating out 3 feet, maybe more, all around you, touching other beings. So powerful. Just a couple breaths left and you're done with this pose. Try to stay. Keep your focus on the heart. Slow inhales through the nose, into the heart, and through the nose, exhale. Start to come out, release your pose, lift the center of your chest. Use that to come out of the pose. Head is the last thing to lift. Sit on your heels, keep your spine long, don't round your back. No child pose, not yet, not now anyway. Sit on your seat. You can move to one side and then bring your legs out in front of you. And then go ahead and lay down flat on your back. Keep your spine completely long the whole time, not rounding your back. Let your feet fall out to the side, palms up. Relax. Maybe you can still see that green light, the center of your chest, or maybe it's covering your entire chest or your entire torso, or maybe every single cell in the body. Here you can notice the right side. Just notice how you feel. Witness your transformation. Notice the left side. Does it feel the same? Does it feel different? Come back to your heart. Now bridge. Bend your knees. Bring your feet flat on the floor. If you'd like, you can grab your ankles and pull your feet closer toward your seat. It's not necessary, but if you like, you can do that. You can keep your palms pressing down into your mat, or you can hold your ankles either way. Press your feet down to lift your hips up. Press your hips straight up toward the ceiling. Squeeze your butt. Keep your knees ankle width apart, not closer, not further. You can even send your knees away from you a little bit. Keep your chin slightly lifted, back of neck is long. Good. Now lift your heels up, coming up onto your toes, and then lower down slowly, upper back first, then middle, then lower. Keep your knees bent. We're going to do one more bridge. If you'd like to press up into wheel, you're more than welcome to do that. We're just going to be in this next one for 1 minute. So starting out the same way, if you're coming into wheel immediately, you should put your palms underneath, just above your shoulders, so that your fingertips are below your shoulders and your elbows are facing straight up toward the ceiling. And then start to press up, press your feet down to lift your hips up first. If you're coming into bridge, that's where you're going to stay. If you're going to wheel, you could come to the top of your head or you could press all the way up. So find your pose. Connect with your breath. See your green light once again. The center of your chest. Breathe into that. Expanding the heart in every direction. Allowing love to flow in and out of the heart. Slowly start to release. If you're in bridge, lift your heels up. Lower down, upper back, middle back, then lower back. Extend your legs long. Finishing up with just a supine twist, last pose. Bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest. If you'd like to wrap your arms around your shins, you can take winter leaving. Try to keep your sacrum down. Spine is long. Good. And then extend both arms out to the side, palms down. Bring your knees to the left. Look to the right. Just a gentle twist. If you'd like, you can take your left hand to your right knee, just gently holding your knee in place. Keep your focus in the heart. You can imagine breathing into all of the connective tissue in the torso here with this twist, including that surrounding and protecting the heart and pericardium. Now bring your knees back to the center of your chest and keep going to the other side. Bring your knees to the right, gaze to the left. If you'd like, you can take your right hand and gently lay it on top of your left knee. Coming back to your breath and your heart focus. Expanding all sides of the heart with your inhale. Sending prana through all of the connective tissue in the torso, pericardium. Good, and bring the knees back to the center of your chest and extend your legs long for your final shavasana. Palms up, allow your feet to fall out to the sides. Keep your focus in the heart. Relax everything, hands, arms, shoulders, relax, feet, legs, hips, relax. Relax your pelvis, sacrum, entire spine, lower back, middle back, upper back, relax. Head heavy. All of your facial muscles relax. Relax your jaw. Relax your abdomen. Relax all of your organs, pelvic organs, intestines, liver, stomach, lungs, even your heart. We remember and honor the purpose of yoga to become established as the true nature of the self, consciousness, the same in all beings. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering, at peace, happy, including us, and may we help each other along the way. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for coming to class today. It was so nice to have you here. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your sharing your heart with everyone here.